If you don't understand how mental traps work, you will fall into them, not because you're naive, but because they are designed to feel harmless. These traps are used in relationships, sales, friendships, and work. Once you see them, you can't unsee them, but until then, you'll keep blaming yourself for decisions that weren't fully yours. The guilt trap. The guilt trap works because it sounds reasonable. No threats, no pressure, just a feeling that you owe something. Someone says things like, "I thought you cared. After everything I did for you, I wouldn't do this to you." Nothing is asked directly, but you feel pushed anyway. Your brain starts filling the gaps. You don't think, "Do I want this?" You think, "Am I a bad person if I say no?" That's the trap. Guilt shifts the focus away from facts and onto emotions. It makes you defend yourself instead of deciding freely. And once guilt is active, people stop thinking clearly. They comply just to make the feeling stop. This trap is common in relationships, families, and work. It's powerful because it feels moral. But guilt is not proof. It's a tool. And once you see it, you start noticing how often it's used. The urgency trap. The urgency trap forces speed. Not because time is actually running out, but because thinking slowly would break the spell. You hear things like, "I need an answer now. This won't be available later. If you don't decide today, it's gone." Your brain switches modes, from thinking to reacting. When people feel rushed, they stop asking questions. They stop checking facts. They stop listening to their instincts. Urgency creates pressure without force. It makes you believe delay equals loss. And loss feels painful, even when it's imaginary. This trap is common in sales, dating, and work. It's why bad deals feel exciting at first. Speed replaces clarity. And once the decision is made, the pressure suddenly disappears. That's how you know it was never about time. The silence trap. Silence is not passive. It's pressure without words. Someone suddenly stops replying, stops explaining, stops reacting, and your mind starts working overtime. You replay conversations. You look for mistakes. You assume you did something wrong. That's the trap. Silence creates a power gap. The person who stays quiet controls the pace, the tone, and the outcome. You become the one chasing clarity. This trap is common in relationships and conflict. It's not meant to communicate. It's meant to destabilize. When silence appears after a disagreement, it trains you to avoid future conflict. Not because the issue was solved, but because the discomfort was too strong. Silence teaches obedience without saying a word. The authority trap. The authority trap works before you even question it. Because it doesn't ask for permission. It assumes it. Someone speaks with certainty. They sound confident. They reference experience, status, or how things are done. And your brain fills in the rest. You stop asking why. You start accepting because they said so. Authority shortcuts thinking. It makes opinions feel like facts. And disagreement starts to feel risky or foolish. This trap shows up at work, in advice, and in leadership. The danger isn't authority itself. The danger is unchallenged authority. When people stop questioning, control becomes invisible. And invisible control is the strongest kind. The comparison trap. The comparison trap doesn't attack you directly. It lowers your position quietly. You hear things like, "Most people don't have a problem with this. Others would be grateful." That's not how successful people think. Suddenly, the focus isn't on what you want. It's on how you measure up. Comparison shifts your attention away from reality and toward approval. You stop asking, "Is this right for me?" You start asking, "What will this make me look like?" This trap is common in relationships, work, and social pressure. It uses invisible standards. Standards you never agreed to. And once comparison is active, self-doubt does the rest of the work for them. The favor trap. The favor trap starts small, almost harmless. Someone helps you, does something nice, offers support you didn't ask for. Later, the request appears. You feel a pull to say yes. Not because you want to, but because saying no feels wrong. That's the trap. Favors create invisible debt. Your brain links kindness with obligation. Logic steps aside to protect fairness. This trap is common in sales and relationships. The favor is never free. It's a setup. Once obligation kicks in, people agree just to restore balance, not because it makes sense. The confusion trap. Confusion is not a mistake. It's a strategy. Someone explains too much, changes details, adds new rules mid-conversation. You stop tracking what's true. You stop pushing back. When people are confused, they look for relief. And relief often comes from agreeing. This trap shows up in arguments, contracts, and emotional talks. The goal isn't clarity. The goal is exhaustion. Once your mind is tired, control becomes easy. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most manipulation doesn't feel aggressive. It feels normal, polite, even caring. And now that you can see these traps, you'll start noticing something else. The same people often use more than one at the same time. And the moment you realize which one you're in, everything changes. But that part is never explained up front. Now you have two options. Close this video, and hope you'll recognize the next trap in time. Or go deeper. The ebook breaks down every tactic step by step, so you never sit in confusion again. The link is in the description below. Awareness changes everything, but only if you build it.